want to thank you for being with us today on our city tour. And as you can see, we've run out of day.
It's nighttime.
But there are a couple of things that stood out to me. Lots of things stood out to me, and I hope it did to you as well. But what stood out to me is the passion and compassion each person had for the area that they have been called to. And how when God calls us, we know. And we can change our piece of the planet if we are willing and have willing hearts to do so.
Well said, well said. I think many things stood out on this day. It's a day where we feel like our cup is full, our heart is overflowing, even though there's not much light left in this day. We saw and witnessed and interviewed men and women committed to a gospel that is as much about proclamation as it is demonstration. The actual holistic response of the church in communities of need, which is beautiful. Justice concerns that are all around, where they practically are expressing how the church can respond with various programs that are very creative to address areas of need. That was something else that really stood out to me. And I think I want to say too, something that is a takeaway, I think, for all of us, those that are watching. You know, a couple centuries ago, a guy by the name of Hudson Taylor used to say, God's work done God's way will never lack God's supply. Great missionary to China. And I would echo that, but I would also say to our viewers, be a part of that. Be a part of God's supply, because he can use you. As you've heard these stories, as we've asked you to pray, these ministries are so worthy of support.
They can't do it alone.
Oh, they can't do it alone. They need us to pray and to find ways to give and to volunteer for those of you that are local, to carry on the legacy of what they've started, and to be shoulders to kind of help lessen the load, to give to meet some of their needs. That's another takeaway I would have.
And a lot of the ministries sprung out over a need, over something sad and, just death or crime. But to see the light that is springing up throughout these little communities through people who have become involved and are actually changing lives. You can be a light as well.
Amen.
So if you're watching, there are ways that you can participate. We're just asking that you will let the Lord lead you.
Yes, ma'am.
Perhaps one of the ministries you have seen or heard about today just spoke to you. You can get involved, and there's so many ways.
So this was a hopeful day.
Yes.
And these shows are full of hope because God is on the move in Chicago.
And
we celebrate that.
Doc, we thank you all you have done and continue to do to change the city of Chicago. So thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
And thanks for watching. Join us again next week. Connect with us at Faith Chicago. Email us, call us with your prayer needs, and check us out on Facebook. We'll see you again this time next week on Faith Chicago.